What is up, everyone? Of course, it is time for the legendary Raw versus SmackDown in the Den. It is time to see who really took it home and who had the better show. I don't know. What is up, everyone? Welcome. You are tuned in. WWE Raw versus SmackDown in the Den, of course. Battleground podcast, the Shakers Den, the Salt Shakers. We in the building. Nikki Bougie here, and of course, I am not alone. Dreon Santana's in the building. I'm very curious to see because I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty, you know, evenly split for me. But I wonder, do you feel like you won this week?
Um, I don't think I feel like anything. I feel like both shows were, you know, they had their hiccup moments. I will say that. So I feel like, I guess what I can say with SmackDown. I guess you say towards the ending,
Yeah.
really made a lot of a difference. And of course, we have Bianca and Bailey on the card and stuff, and there's obviously some stuff there that's happening within Damage Control that
Right.
is starting to really come to the light. But I mean, Melo was there, so like I don't know, like.
Yeah. A win for you, maybe not a win for everyone, but to each his own. 'Cause, I mean, Jesus Christ. Um, I will say I give my show between a 6 and a 7. It wasn't that spectacular, so we'll
I
have
think
to
what
run.
happened afterwards, within the course of the week, kind of gave you guys a little bit of a boost, especially with well, what happened with your man. You
Well,
know,
yeah. I mean,
you
obviously,
know,
we'll have to get into that.
yeah.
We have to start with Monday Night Raw, obviously, the first show, before we actually tune in to Monday Night Raw. So at the end of this, we will let you know some of the matches. I didn't see anything for the women thus far, but I also didn't double check.
Hello,
What's up?
welcome, welcome.
But yeah, I didn't double check. I Whatever I had was what I had. So if they posted something recently within the hour for the women, it ain't on my docket. I didn't see them post it. Um, but we start off very mild. For me, I'm not really feeling this. I'm not a really big fan. I'm not a big fan of Drew McIntyre. I'm just not.
Hmm.
Um, but you know, to each his own. I'd rather him a heel, because some of these men do not like to be them true selves, and I think it's time for Drew to be his true self. But he opens up with CM Punk, and then this is just the battle of the Jordans. Who's gonna be able to lean the best on the ropes? Y'all was pissing me off because we really went into the first quarter um, just on bullshit. That's what happens when you have 3 hours. Uh, Mind you, we don't even use that as a tactic over here at Monday Night Raw to even try to get a win or take a loss to SmackDown. But this is just, listen, book a match. I'm tired of all this back and forth. I don't know what they're gonna do with Drew. Um, he may win the Royal Rumble. He may have a match at Royal Rumble. We'll just have to see because it's a slow burn right now, honey. But in our Cam moment of the week, unfortunately, now this was a shocker. There was a match between Finn Balor and Tommaso Ciampa. Now, during that match, Johnny Gargano decided to put his hands on the feet of Damien. Okay, that led to Tommaso Ciampa getting the victory over Finn. Now, this is what picked us up a little bit, not because they lost, because I mean that is a little hurtful for me to see Judgment Day lost. I'm not gonna lie, but chaos, drama, it was filled in the room. Nobody knew what the fuck to do. You know what I'm saying? Like this was given. First match, girl, we were trying, we were pulling it back. Girl. This is controversy. This is crazy as hell.
Mm, it
And
is.
no, it definitely is. I'm dying to know your thoughts.
I just, I know I am a part of Judgment Day, affiliated with Finn and Damien, and of course with Dominic Mysterio because he is the son of Rey Mysterio, who is one of my, you know, peoples or whatever. But with this here, I just feel like this is something that could give DIY something to look forward to because I mean, since they've kind of gotten back together, it's kind of like, hmm, it's supposed to hit like it did in NXT, but it's like, I don't know. It's kind
Yeah.
of it's like an awkward run that they're kind of going into. But I guess with them trying to, I guess with you know things could possibly turn around. And I mean, Judgment Day do need some competition. If people want them to split up those titles or whatever. So I mean,
Like,
there's no competition, and I think that with them getting this victory, of course, we already know it leads to entitled opportunity in the future.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it always happens.
You know what's coming.
Hmm.
Um, but then we moved on to what I feel like is a cry for help in a sense. Ludwig literally lost his fucking mind during the match, which led to him attacking Kofi. Still no mystery on what the hell's going on with Kofi's gear, so please don't ask, because I don't fucking know. I'm just as we'll see what the fuck he puts together tonight. But honey, I don't know. This was just, I mean, look at mm. I understand, Tiffany.
Girl, this was
I get it.
payback.
I
This
yeah,
this was payback for what Kofi, did to Giovanni last week. The week before. So like Kofi is, it sucks that it had to be him to get this, but with
yeah,
what happened with Giovanni, I don't think Ludwig took that. Obviously, did not take that kindly at all
no.
whatsoever, which resulted to this
Good
here.
story.
Great
Great
story. What's
story.
even greater is Kofi and shorts, which I really would love to see more of. Honestly,
Yeah, I'm
continue
not
to forget the gear. You know,
okay.
come out with that more often. I think
Now
it's
you're
great. It should be.
now you're pushing. We need to get of course, we have to move on to some women's action. Nia Jax is very adamant about a few things when it comes to the division. Being at the top of that division, the champion being scared of her, and now, I mean, to be the man, you have to beat the man. And Nia Jax doesn't give a damn about being the man. She wants to be the woman. Okay? And she is after Rhea, and Rhea does Rhea doesn't Rhea doesn't well, she said it in a promo. She was like, she said something about being
And
a
that was
woman.
my exact face when she said that. I'm like,
I love it. Listen, she's won me over by far more than anything. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what she. I don't know if she's
I
set
love
on the
I
indies.
love Nia Jax though. I think she's
No,
amazing.
I've
And
always had a liking for her, but
she's
I
so
this,
seriously funny.
this is her best work.
Hmm.
Like she's a former champion. That's not to knock anything away that she's ever done in
Right.
WWE. This run is good and it's crispy and
Hmm.
it's just fresh.
Yeah.
But of course, Rhea does come out and it's like, girl, like you beat Becky, but she ain't no goddamn Rhea Ripley. Rhea Bloody Ripley is what she said. Um, and as much as I don't want to agree with that statement, Rhea does have a solidified point, and Nia Jax makes the point. Not Rhea Ripley is, if not the most dominating women's champion that we've ever seen. I feel like, especially in the past 10 plus. I mean, if we're just being honest, like Rhea is a very remarkable entity in wrestling. She's someone who, if you followed her in NXT, you know how far a Rhea Ripley has come, even with stumbles in the road. But we'll just have to see what unfolds with this, because, I love when you feel like a challenger can make a champion back down just a little bit, not a lot, but backing down doesn't necessarily mean you're fearing. It just, to me, it's just one of those, it's just not right now. And I think that's what we got from Rhea Ripley. It's like, girl, this ain't what you want. So I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna let you sleep on it, and I'm gonna let you make sure this is what you want. Because if you win the Royal Rumble, you can come holler at me. Like, we can get it cracking. I've already asked one person that won the Royal Rumble to face me. And I feel like Rhea's going into this now. It's like, this time I'm not gonna lose. This time I'm gonna take my moment. Um, you know, and just have it. And Rhea deserves that moment. Now, after this and before the match between JD and Miz, there was a really fun package describing the life of R-Truth, always wanting to be in the Judgment Day and making that his dream, even being there with Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, and other big moments such as Money in the Bank for Damian Priest. I mean, what can you really say about R-Truth? He's really keeping us. That's one thing that SmackDown does not have. Y'all do not have R-Truth. Um, so
And we
you
have
know,
Jimmy Uso.
girl, what the fuck? Like, what does that mean?
We
What?
got somebody who makes us laugh down there on SmackDown.
No, no,
Maybe not in the caliber of R-Truth because,
no,
but
no.
this whole thing, and what I will say, Archer, you can tell that Archer was really missed on TV because
Absolutely.
it's like he, it's like you just don't know what the fuck he's gonna do
Yeah.
at all whatsoever, and him having this whole live, love, laugh shit or whatever and stuff, it's absolutely hilarious, and it's funny that JD is not even in this photo because
Well,
he's apparently kicked out.
he
So.
doesn't belong. So unfortunately, I mean,
Nasty.
the rules are the rules. Okay. The rules are the rules. You abide by them, JD. Sorry. You can still hang out. But after that, we do see Judgment Day, and we do see some tension rising between Damian Priest. And it seems like Damian Priest might be getting a little ahead of himself. I know we have a really big title match happening tonight. And, time is ticking. Everyone has made the report that Damian, and while we're here, can y'all give us some new stories this week? I'm so tired of the same shit. I just want to say that. I want some new. Maybe I need to start subscribing to some people. But Damien is starting to tick, baby. Like, time is a ticking.
I
So
mean, he's tried on multiple occasions. He has tried, and every time somebody ruins it for him, Damien has tried and tried and tried and tried to cash in to at least try to change some type of dynamic of these stories that we have been getting, especially around the championship. But even just other stories, period. I don't want to see Ivar and the fucking Bronson Reed again. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I get it. They're two big guys, I don't want to see Otis and Ivar, even though they go crazy in the ring, but still.
yeah. Um,
Yeah, ain't got nobody else.
no, I don't know. Damien does keep trying,
He
but
does.
there's
And
a
people keep
a
stopping him.
very infamous song for Mr. Damien, and it's by Brandy, and it's called "Almost Doesn't Count, Buddy." Okay, let's come on, you come on, like
I
let's.
mean, he can't do nothing if people keep stopping him.
I know, and that's the problem. Like you think the numbers are with you, and they're really against
And
you.
they're not there. They don't even try to,
Hurry up.
like, you only bring one person out at a time with you. You bring fucking Dominic. Dominic, listen, I know you're a 20 plus year vet, Dominic Mickey James, but still, you need to get some strength training or something. Or start super kicking people out the way because
Yeah,
somebody else need to, maybe R-Truth, somebody else needs to come out with Damien to make
maybe.
this happen.
You know what? That might be it. We continue on with the women. Of course, they have a tag team match. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are trying to get their titles back. Unfortunately, there was a very important miss spot that ended up costing them the match, with Piper giving a big splash to her own partner. Lord Jesus. I mean, look at Chelsea, girl. Girl. Sonya, girl, I speedy recovery, but please come back because Piper, girl, the miscommunication is just crazy to me. You worse than Adam
Sonya's
Pearson.
gonna come back with Mandy Rose. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh, okay, that's cute. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not mad about it.
That's exactly good. But she gonna come back and then she gonna bring Mandy Rose.
You
And
know what
then
would be funny is if they like recreated Absolution and Riot Squad with Liv, Mandy, and Sonya. But Sonya this time was the leader. And then Mandy and Liv was like the tag team. Now they would eat. And it would be like this domination thing. But then people would hack online and say MK Ultra did it first. Because once you're a lesbian,
that's
no
just what
one
it
else
is.
can do it.
Nobody else can be
No one
lesbian.
else can do it.
Nobody can do glam. Nobody can do anything because it's all about originality.
God.
You know.
But yeah, we had a lot of women in teams watching too. Watching at that gold and paying attention very, 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 very closely to this
I'm
match.
sorry.
Especially
When I see this photo, all I think about is that Tegan Knox picture. That's all I think about.
I don't think about Tegan Knox at all. So
Well, she just happened to be in there, and after everything last week,
it's terrible. Nanny is eating the outfit. I just want to say tens across the board. The house
shoot,
soup is eating. Um, but yes, congratulations to Katana and Kaden on what's technically their first defense and rematch against the former champions. And it
mhm.
looks like people are very happy with this. I'm not sure if WWE books from Twitter or X or Elon Musk. I don't know, but they're very high. The world of wrestling is very high on these two. Um, and we obviously have from this picture multitudes of teams that we can use. So I don't want to hear no fucking excuses. We also through it all, uh, the Miz and JD did have their match, and the Miz picked up the victory. And R-Truth and Dom, you know, they were out there. Dom, of course, for JD, but honey, R-Truth made it seem like I don't know. R-Truth is playing a great role because he's making it seem like he's with Judgment Day, but then he knows they're the bad guys and wants to still be a good guy. So it's like he's per comedy.
He's trying so hard.
Per comedy. I love it. But we got bigger fish to fry because Tony Khan, girl, you I don't even know what the hell was the problem, but you made Jinder Mahal a bigger star than he's been in probably his career, honestly. And it didn't do nothing for Hook. And that's what is so damaging to me. No one said anything about Hook. Like, but Seth, seemed to act like he was surprised after, proclaiming that he will be a defending champion. And he has been. and Jinder Mahal wants to be a part of that. This did not end too well though. Uh, Jinder decided he wanted to give Seth a clothesline, and Seth got up and knocked his ass out with a good old sweet chin music. Tried to give his ass a stomp. That didn't work. So I like it though. This is some drip, honey. This is money. This is what money looks like. Okay. I don't know. I'm just I'm just happy. I'm just really happy for Jinder. That's it. Like I think he well deserves to be in this position. Obviously, they have a very marquee match tonight. Don't, honey, we'll get into that later because I don't even know what to fucking do about that. Otis lost to Ivar, and then after the match, there was obviously some tension between Ivar and Tozawa. Um, but shout out to the agility of the big guys, because child, I break my damn neck doing some shit like this. Honestly. But yeah, then Tozawa kind of got in his face, and Ivar was like, "Girl, please, mush."
Go lay.
Yeah,
Go lay down. Okay.
and it's possible they'll probably have their match tonight too. But
Probably.
we did see a little standoff between Alpha Academy and the Viking people, but who knows? They've been beefing for a while. Factions on Monday Night Raw don't thrive as much as they do on SmackDown, in my opinion. I do think SmackDown is a great place to have a faction that I feel like whether they break up or not, or whether they disappear or not, there's so much story that goes into it, like the Bloodline. The Judgment Day on Raw is like kind of the only well given faction to me. They could do better with Alpha Academy. They could do better with any other damn faction they want. But then you think about what's going on now on SmackDown. You got the Pride. You got LWO when they were present. Even they're still present. Yeah, not the Bloodline. Hey, that's the home of the factions. But we get to the main event: street fight between Cody Rhodes and Shinsuke Nakamura. And honey, happy Dr. Cody Luther King Day to this man, honey. He will be speaking tonight. He did get the win last week. And tonight in Little Rock, Arkansas, he will be delivering that speech, honey. That infamous Martin Luther King speech. I'm sure he will have a lot to say to all of us through these crazy times. But yes, our king reigns once again, honey, over Monday Night Raw. And hopefully, honey, I don't know what the hell's going to happen, but if Cody wins the Royal Rumble back to back, and then he loses at WrestleMania back to back, child, the struggles of my brother, baby, like you win some, you lose some. He teaching a story. I'm telling y'all, he is trying to finish a story that he's literally writing for the people. He's not getting there. I need to talk to him. Like he needs to buckle down on that. So I'm ready to see what he's gonna say. Do you have anything before we get? I don't have you, girl. When I see him,
I don't know, but I think that Cody needs to reach down into the ancestors and bring in Jonathan Majors as well to help him lift up and bring in the Coretta Scott Kings of the world, so that at WrestleMania he can go off to finally completing that story and having that dream that he has been wanting, a very Dusty Rose American dream for the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Amen. That was beautiful.
Amen.
Didn't know Gunther was gone, but he returns tonight. Stand up for your motherfucking general. And then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We also tonight will have a tag team match after what seems to be R-Truth and Miz really being a team after their match last week. Obviously, Miz getting the win. Like I said, R-Truth is kind of playing both sides here and thinks this is a good idea, for him to be using Miz. What's going to be funny is if they lose again, but let's not. Let's hope not. R-Truth and The Miz will be taking on Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And we also will have a tag team match between DIY taking on Dirty Dom and JD Madonna. And in our main event, don't forget, y'all, Seth freaking Rollins versus Jinder Mahal. This is going to be the talk of the town. And I hope that Damian does what he needs to do. And once Jinder defeats Seth Rollins clean on his back, 1, 2, 3, Damian Priest music hits and he smacks, oh shit, Rhea. And he smacks everybody with the briefcase. And that's just what happens. Yes, we need a cash in.
Wow.
Oh, and I don't know if we won because I don't think we did as bad as I thought, but we'll see.
You had a pretty decent
Solid
show.
7.
Yeah, I give you that. All right. Well, let's move on over to Friday Night SmackDown. This past Friday had a lot of people talking as well. Stories still developing, and everything. And child, I don't know, but the Bloodline thought they can come in and do what they used to do around here when Adam Pearce was in charge. But that ain't gonna go the way they think it was gonna go. Now that we have Nick Aldis in the building, I do apologize. So we were supposed to have a one-on-one match with Grayson Waller versus Cameron Grimes. Well, Cameron Grimes suffered a beating out. Well, before he could even get into the ring, which the match that technically didn't even happen because Solo and Jimmy decided they wanted to take out. They wanted to make a statement to not only the entire SmackDown locker room, but also to Nick Aldis as well. The Bloodline run Friday Night SmackDown, and there is nobody, and they mean nobody, that can tell them otherwise. And well, it resulted in Nick Aldis being, I will say, such a breath of fresh air. I did not know how he would do in being a general manager, being an authority figure, but he has truly been a great addition to Friday Night SmackDown, especially with general manager wise, because he does not give a damn about the Bloodline. He does not give a damn about Roman's feelings, Paul Heyman's feelings, Jimmy or Solo's feelings. He's let it be known that tonight, because what y'all did last week, interrupting, that triple threat match to figure out who Roman's opponent is going to be for Royal Rumble. How about, and because we know Roman is not here tonight, as always, of course he's not here. We know he's not. He doesn't show up whenever he feels like he wants to. Whenever he feels like he wants to be relevant again, is when he shows up. And so Nick was like, "Well, Jimmy, Solo, Paul, maybe you guys need to go find you some friends or find a third person because we're going to make a 6-man tag match tonight. It's going to be AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton versus Jimmy Uso, Solo, and whoever the hell is going to team up with them." And well, obviously, the Bloodline has made a lot of enemies over the past years. And so I don't really think they really have that many friends at all whatsoever. So that's kind of going over to our main event for tonight. Now, we get into this match here, which is a lot of in here. So we got Humberto and Angel Garza, of course, with Santos Escobar, who is sitting at commentary. And I made a tweet that the only thing that is missing from commentary is me sitting in Santos Escobar's lap. And I mean that. Versus LWO in a tag match. And I mean, these boys, it was great. Through and through, the match from start to finish was absolutely amazing. To the point where Carl, even though Angel and Humberto did get the victory, it did not stop Carlito, of course, making his return to beat the hell out of Santos Escobar because of what Santos did to him prior to that match that they were supposed to have, resulting in Dragon Lee being the one to take on that match with Santos Escobar at Survivor Series. So I don't know. I think it's going to start really, really heating up with Santos and Carlito because Carlito is trying to get his vengeance back on Santos Escobar. So, but Humberto and Angel did get the victory. So, who knows what's going to happen with that there. But
When's the draft?
normally the draft is after WrestleMania. Why?
That's when we should do like reveal our picks.
Right? Yeah.
Like we should
We
do
can
it.
do that.
We should do it like an old school.
I have to see how I
Yeah,
can make that happen where we can. Ooh, that it will only be for WWE then, right?
absolutely.
Okay, because
I'm not. Let me tell you something. I'm not giving these men that much clout because my indie list is sick. Like non WWE is sick. Your my list in WWE is not even that like intense.
mine is crazy in WWE. It's not that
Yeah,
bad. It's not that crazy,
but you
but
got some heavy hitters.
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
you know, I've been rocking with some of them for a while, a long
Yeah,
time.
long
I give
time.
you that much. So, we'll do that whenever they. I think normally the draft is like they normally do like October-ish, September, October. So whenever if they do plan on doing a draft this year, whenever they plan on doing it, that's when we'll reveal our list. So we'll have
Yeah,
our own draft of people that we already, have done and everything like that. But it won't be what you think the draft is.
no,
It'll be for
no.
other reasons why they are on the list. But yeah, so speaking of two people that are on my list, Santos and Carlito, just to give you a heads up. But I'm pretty sure you won't remember until like later on. But yeah, so LWO is not too happy about it, and of course, I think it's going to continue on with Legado del Fantasma and LWO. So Zelina was cute though. I give her that.
She does.
Speaking of women, Bianca Belair versus Bayley. I mean, it was a great match. I will say that it's never a dull match with Bayley and Bianca. I'm always happy when they get time. And
Mm.
what's even more interesting is, although this match absolutely amazing, but like I said, it seems as if like Damage Control, normally when Damage Control are having their matches or whatever, Bayley finds a way to help assist in any kind of way. But this time when Bayley is in her match, she kind of ushers them to, hey, do what you gotta do, take out Bianca, knock her out, da da da. They didn't do anything. They didn't move at all. They looked at her like, girl, what are you talking about? We're not, no, who's she talking to? So it resulted in, of course, Bianca hitting a beautiful spear. Hello, she only brings out that spear like
That was for
every
sure.
now and then. She only brings out that spear like every now and then and stuff like that. But she ended up getting that victory once again over Bayley. And I mean, look, huh?
This is. I don't even know if y'all can see. I'm gonna try to send it, but dude, this is the stage for tonight.
For Raw.
Raw. Dude, they done spent some money. I'm gonna try to send this to. I'm gonna try to send this so I can like put it up here because this is crazy.
Yeah, just send it to your like Twitter and save it. And
Whatchamacallit.
but yeah, so like this look here of like Damage Control kind of just looking at Betty like, I don't know. Then they get backstage and Betty's trying to figure out like, what's going on, like why you guys didn't, help or anything like that. Like what's going on. And Dakota sort of being that leader and everything for Damage Control, which is kind of really showing that she is that leader, because if Dakota say move, they move. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what this gives me? Mean Girls. Bayley is supposed to be Regina George coming in, having this team here. Dakota kind of, getting pushed up into that spot.
Yeah.
and it's like, I don't know. It seems to me like this slow turn for Bailey is definitely happening. It's coming real soon. I just think that with the issues and the underlying issues that are going on within damage control, it's definitely starting to show and it's really starting to play out a lot. And I don't know, but it seems like to me like by the end of this year, Bailey will probably not be in damage control anymore. Especially when her sight is set on trying to win the Royal Rumble and everything. I don't know, but if she goes off to win the Royal Rumble, I feel like Bailey is going to choose um Io, and then she's probably gonna go off to WrestleMania and beat her. So yeah, Dakota is definitely Katie after spending time with the Plastics, very much so, because she's definitely ushered her way up to being in that top spot. As we move on, because Bobby Lashley, the Street Profits have this new name that they're going to be going by as the Pride. Um, really don't know why they chose that name in particular, but I guess this is what they're going to be going with. But they didn't necessarily say it here, but that's what social media was saying. And obviously, the Street Profits and Bible Lashley are not happy with what happened last week, especially with introducing the final, was it the final testament or something? Is it final testament, final statement? I don't know. Whatever it is the final something. And they came on like a nice little video package and everything, and it just seems like to me like they're really going to be this really big top faction going over into Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah.
um Literally. So, and Karen Cross being the leader, it is kind of interesting because Karen Cross is like not that great. But I think that with him being in a faction, I guess this will kind of give him a little bit of something for people to look forward to, especially those who are fans of Karrion Cross. I'm happy to see the Authors of Pain back. Very excited to see that. So I don't know. I mean, it's still growing with this faction and everything. Really haven't seen much of what they can do aside beat the hell out of the Street Profits of Bible last year. That's it. Have a cute video package. That's all. But I'm just gonna let it flow and ride out and see what they're gonna be bringing to Friday Night SmackDown. It fits down here. I give them that much. But I want to
Yeah.
see a little bit what they're gonna be doing, and what's the end goal for this. You know, is he still on this TikTok thing that he gave to Roman Reigns like a year ago, or what? So I don't know.
Sure. I'll show the pictures from. So shout out to Russell Ops. They posted these. The photos are actually from Steven 4454 1906. Steven, if you're out there, thanks, buddy.
You want to show him now?
Yeah. Here's tonight's set.
That's cute.
Really cute. And then we also had a different angle.
Hmm.
I don't know why it looks different, but it looks really nice. So
I wonder what they're going for tonight. Looks nice though. I give them that much.
I really don't. I don't know what Lil Rock got going on, but
Why Little Rock gets it though?
I don't know.
I guess you just kind of. I guess they just
It's
want
just
to try it
that's just
out.
how it like when you're booking, like
Mhm.
it's different when you're a home team because you know like what games you're gonna have home.
Right.
But with this, like you're literally I would love to know like what like work in the department that is a part of that because that's intensive. Like having to get cities and arenas and everything together. Like, girl, I'll be on their phone with everybody. We need this day, that day. Then you have to schedule. Then you have to think about people on the
Mhm.
road.
You
Like
gotta bring
Charlotte has a
people that
bus.
stuff and everything
Yeah.
like that.
Like Charlotte has a bus. Other people have a bus. That's
Mhm.
big. That's some big shit, honey. I don't know. I just love the production. And I think that's what draws me into WWE more than anything is it's just the production is just so
Yeah.
well put together.
And
Like,
they're always trying out new things too, though. So they do like trial and error. So like if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
yeah. But yeah. Shout out to them.
Mhm. Shout out to the Final Testament. Shout out to Logan Paul for I guess healing up a little bit now. Since he is a little bit upset at the fact that Kevin Owens knocked his ass out. And so he had to walk around with a black eye on his interviews and all this and that. So he's supposed to be coming this week for Friday Night SmackDown to be the guest on Kevin Owens' show. Speaking of, Melo was, before we get to this match here, Melo was backstage, of course, with Nick Aldis, and it seemed like they were having having a lot to talk about. I say that until Austin Theory and Grayson Waller came in, and Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, more so Grayson, of course, talking his shit as always, and then Nick was like, "Well, you know what? I mean, you can step into the ring. You seem to be in full gear and everything." And Melo's like, "We can run it back." And Grayson, he's just like, "No, I just finished wrestling the match." "You didn't wrestle anybody, sir. Cameron Grimes got his ass taken out before the match. So who did you wrestle? The air? Because you didn't wrestle nobody." But he was like, "You know what? My boy Theory, he can get in the ring and go." And which it leads up to this match here. Carmelo Hayes versus Austin Theory. And these two, of course, go way back to the Indies and everything like that. But this match did not end in a way that I thought it was going to end. They took a really, really nasty bump off the top rope. I think it was trying to like a Spanish fly, and just the landing was just not great for either of them, and the ref had to call off the match. But luckily, they did say that they were, stable and they were good and everything, which is extremely great because after the injuries that's kind of been going on lately, which it feels like to me, it's like injury season for people. First Charlotte, then could have been possibly Austin Theory and Carmelo, and now Cora Jade. Like, that's just a lot that's just happening. And I'm just wishing everyone like speedy recoveries as well, especially with Cora Jade tearing her ACL. She just got back. So wants to send a lot of shout out to Cora Jade, and also like for her birthday too. Like, girl, birthday just came around and everything, and she got an injury and all that. So definitely wishing her a speedy recovery. Says she's supposed to be out from like 6 to 9 months. So
it always happens the best of it. What I would say is with this, there's so much story that could be here. Like Melo could come back and see Theory and be like, "You tried to kill me," and they just kind of like they just squabble it out. That's how I would book it. People would be
let them go backstage. You know what I'm saying? Let them fight backstage or something. I mean, you kind of have Melo up here, which is like it's kind of foreshadowing that maybe possibly it's getting close to him coming up to that main roster. And it seems to me like Friday Night SmackDown might be the place for Melo to not miss it. So I don't know.
He doesn't give me a Monday. He's too, I hate to say it, but it's just he doesn't work. Like he wouldn't work on the show. He's too big of a star.
Like SmackDown,
that's such a
it fits him so well. Like he's a wrestler too, though. Not only he's great on the mic.
That reminds me of like the Olympics.
Yeah.
Of wrestling, but then it's also like USA Monday Night Raw reminds me so much of USA, like literally USA. So that's why Chad Gable works. He would work. I mean, he worked on Fox,
right?
Before, but and the same with Bianca. Like they both work, but they're like Bianca's just so SmackDown, and Chad Gable's just so Monday Night Raw. Exactly. So I think it just with Melo. Yeah, definitely SmackDown, if not.
Of course.
Yeah.
Come on. Bring all my men to Friday Night SmackDown. Just saying. So I can have some more happiness. But yeah, this match did not end the way it did. So, but luckily, like I said, Melo and Austin Theory are pretty good.
True.
And well, speaking of someone who's not good, Randy Orton was attacked before the match. Before we get here, first of all, because I did want to say this because they didn't have a photo for it or anything, but there was a backstage little segment thing with Tyler Bate and Pete, and it seems to me that what I have been waiting for is finally or possibly coming back, and that is the return of the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. And I have been fighting for this ever since they decided they want to change his name to fucking Butch. I was so sick and tired of that name. I'm never gonna call that man that ever in my entire life. So it seems to me like with the help of Tyler Bate, we will possibly have Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight back. And that to me was like one of my other favorite moments from Friday Night SmackDown, because anybody knows how much I absolutely love Pete Dunne, and amen. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So hopefully that is where we're going to. I was very upset when they named him Butch. I'm not calling him that. So he's always Pete Dunne to me, and he's kind of been challenging that. Fuck, can't even say the word. That he's been, showcasing that a lot over the past couple of weeks, especially with how he looks, his gear, everything. It's just about that time for y'all to bring that man name back and all that stuff there. So that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so we get here for the main event, which is because Jimmy and Solo obviously don't have no friends. Paul Heyman tried it with Carlito, and it's like, girl, He tried it with so many other people, and it's just like, now, Paul, these people really don't care about y'all at all whatsoever. After what y'all did to these people over the past couple of years, y'all don't have no friends. Okay, nobody likes y'all. Okay, nobody. I don't know who would team with y'all either. So they decided they want to take out Randy Orton before this match happened, and it left just being AJ Styles and LA Knight having to work together, even though these two obviously can't freaking get along. And well, eventually Randy Orton did come out, and this is where we landed, where they did I guess you could say, one of those shield bombs on with Solo onto the commentary table. And that's pretty much where Friday SmackDown ended off. And next week, or this week coming up, we do have a contract signing. Of course, Royal Rumble is next week, ladies and gentlemen. Like, we're getting really, really close to what?
That's crazy.
I know. It is. It's wow. But yeah, so we're gonna have a contract signing. LA Knight, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and Roman Reigns are going to return. Hope you guys are happy about that. And they're gonna do a contract signing. Also, we are having, like I said, Logan Paul is gonna be featured on the KO show. And we were talking about the women's tag team champions. Their titles will be on the line against the Unholy, which is Alba Fire and Isla Dunn, who we have not seen since the Christmas special that they did when they took out Asuka and Kairi Sane. So happy to see these girls back on TV and everything, and don't know what's gonna, but it's kind of like bringing us back to like NXT, because they technically did beat the Party Bus girls to win the NXT Tag Team Championships anyway. So can they do it again? Because they technically did not get a rematch after losing to Ronda and Shayna. So maybe this is our opportunity. So, but that's pretty much all that happened pretty much on Friday Night SmackDown. I think we had a pretty good show. I'm sure that, as time progresses and we kind of get close to Royal Rumble, maybe there'll be some differences happening here. Girl, I was not looking for the Warriors to wrestle at all whatsoever. Not at all.
That would have been hilarious.
It would have been terrible. But yeah, that's pretty much Raw versus SmackDown. Pretty decent show for both of them. And everything. We're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do for next week's show, because I bought my ticket to go to the Monday Night Raw show in New Orleans, so I'm gonna be there and everything. So we have to figure out what we're gonna do with Raw vs SmackDown next week, but we'll keep you guys posted.
Probably postpone.
Yeah, we'll probably just postpone until like after Royal Rumble and everything, and stuff like that, because we'll be, I guess, doing predictions for Royal Rumble, because they kind of haven't set all the matches for them either, but we'll figure it out. I know the last Raw before, Royal Rumble, so it's a go home show for them. So going to see what it's all about. This is the first Monday Night Raw I ever been to. I kind of was like, damn, I really need to get this ticket. Is because I want to see CM Punk, and CM Punk is supposed to be there. But also, it's very possible that I can see Damian Priest too. So hopefully he comes out on the side that I'm on. So
if he cashes in tonight, crazy. 8 minutes.
8 minutes. But yeah, tomorrow we'll be back, of course, for NXT Uncut. Thursday. Yeah, Thursday is gonna be the first first episode and first post show of TNA Wrestling. So I hope you guys are very, very excited for that. We absolutely are.
Uh, Nia
And
Brookside and Tasha Steelz was one of the first matches that they announced. Their graphics are crazy.
I just saw it. It looks really,
Yeah,
really good. They,
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's about to. I know that they bring it back in not NXT, but TNA Explosion too. So I think that's awesome as well.
Yeah.
But we'll have all TNA talk on the TNA Thursdays with the Sharks Chickens and the Shakers Den. And then, of course, we'll be back on Sunday for reality TV. If you missed our reality TV fix, where we watched the latest episode of Baddies and the first episode of Young and Reckless on Nana's TV, definitely make sure you guys pull up 7 p.m. On Sundays here on Twitch only at Nikki Bougie and Holistic. Nikki's Twitch, my Twitch, and everything like that. But other than that, we thank you guys as always for hanging out with us here. Shout out to Battleground Podcast for always having us here and the Shakers In. Shout out to everybody who always pull up for us too. We definitely and greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys back on tomorrow for NXT Uncut. Enjoy Friday. Well, I'm gonna say Friday Night SmackDown. Enjoy Monday Night Raw. I'm pushing myself ahead, honey, because some shit about to go down tonight, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah.